Shalom, our very dear friends, and welcome to Parasha Nasso. But first of all, did you receive Torah? We just had the Matan Torah a few days ago, and it's amazing that it is called Matan Torah. It's not called Kabbalat Torah. It's called giving of the Torah, but it is not called receiving of a Torah because, unfortunately, many Jews were sleeping that night, or even some of them did not celebrate this amazing, great holiday at all. So, what is the relationship between Parasha Nasso and Matan Torah? And you see that in as much as Torah was given by Nasso coming at this time, Hashem is asking us to go back to Matan Torah and Kabbalat Torah and to receive the Torah. So let's, this next 10 minutes, be the time to receive the Torah altogether. So what is the connection between Parasha Nasso and Matan Torah, giving of a Torah? As you see, a lot. First of all, it continues with the same theme of last week of counting Bnei Gershon. So again, we talked about after 49 days of counting the Omer, 7 weeks of going into aspect of Hashem, merging ourselves in the names of Hashem and how we said we are being and doing one of the aspects of Hashem. After 7 weeks, on the 50th night, we stand to be like HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Hashem says, I'm counting you to be great like HaKadosh Baruch Hu and be that. So that's why, again, the counting goes on. But there is a lot more. And this parasha, as we read further, we see it says that when Moshe finished the work of building the Mishkan, the house for Hashem and us to come together, Rashi explains that the word that is used for finishing is very close to the word kala, that we, the Jewish people, are kala. We are the bride stepping into Mishkan to come with Hashem. And again, there is a lot more similarities, just more than the name kala. It's just that like every groom comes down to greet the bride, and we see that in all the ceremonies, Hashem comes down to the Mount Sinai to greet us. And just like in every wedding there is flowers, Torah explains that Mount Sinai became full of flowers for receiving Torah. And by the way, this is why we have flowers, and especially us Persian people call the Matan Torah Moed Gol, which is the time of receiving flowers, which is again another symbolism of us and Hashem getting together. But I know some of you are very technical, and you're going to say, but wait a minute. The Matan Torah was 10 months earlier than opening of the Mishkan. So how is it that Mishkan happens 10 months later? And unfortunately, the answer is not so pleasant, because at Matan Torah, after that, we failed, and we worshipped the golden calf after that, and it was not supposed to be that we would have Mishkan. It would have been that every person in our mind, in our heart, in our life, we would be living with the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But what happened is that we failed to recognize and to be in that. And a house has to be built for us to feel the presence of Hashem. And it happened 10 months later, and it says that 10 months later that the Jews realized that we need to be with the presence of Hashem. The leaders of the 12 tribes, each of them, they came and they brought sacrifices and a gift. And by the way, this Torah said is the first day of spring. And there you go. The first day of Farvardin, 12 days of celebration. This comes exactly from Torah. 12 days that they celebrated, each of the tribe celebrated one day. And the 13 days, all the tribes, they came together and celebrated together, which is Sinza Bedar in Farsi, that they totally adopted this from Torah, because as you know, the Jews were very influential in creating the dynasty of Hachamaneshian, which is the first dynasty of creating the government of Iran. And so wisely, they call it Hachamaneshi, means Hacham Maneshi, which is based on wisdom. That was a wise way to call it the dynasty of wise people, and everything was built on wisdom. And 12 days is equal to 12 days of establishing the Beit HaMikdash, the Mishkan, the portable Beit HaMikdash, and then the 13 days. And so what is all of these things telling us? A very, very important lesson. It says a great message that sometimes in life we fail. Many times we fail. When it was supposed to be our uniqueness and our privilege to step in and be one with our Creator, we failed and we worshiped the calf. We worshiped a cow and we said, oh, here, oh Israel, this golden calf is our God. And I would like to first think about how we fail. We, the Jewish people, are very unique people in so many ways, but we also have our downside. One of our downside is money and gold. When we counter the gold, somehow we lose our values and who we are. And we go after that as opposed to our essence, and as opposed to life itself, as opposed to we live our life. We become a slave to golden calf because we worship that. And so really, what I would like for all of us to think about is that, are we living life, or life is leaving us because of we worship the golds in life so much that we become a slave into that, and life is passing us by. It's an enormous question that begs for us to look into our heart in our life and to see what's important for us. Is God number one? And if so, then after that, which is the first Shalosh Regalim, is a Pesach, is about bringing God to our life. So are we practicing Pesach by bringing God, and God is our creator, our source of our being and our joy, our vitality. And number two of the Shalosh Regalim, the three fundamental of the Jewish religion, is Matan Torah, which is receiving Torah and enriching and growing ourselves with it. So the second question I have for you, my dear friends, is that, are we growing in life every day? Are we learning and growing and getting closer to ourselves and understanding and learning that we are created in image of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and step up and act like that? And the third part of Shalosh Regalim is Sukkah, that are we coming out of our comfort zone every day, going out and see the world and celebrate life, celebrate the nature, and celebrate other people bringing to our lives and uplifting our lives. So these are the three questions that I would like for all of us to think about. Please contemplate on this. And then next week, Bezat Hashem, I would like to talk about another enormous message of Matan Torah, something that should elevate us and free us from the world of high tech that we live in and continue to live in. Shabbat Shalom.